Hello, you beautiful people. It's me, the MetaVerse Explorer. I'm back again to keep you updated on what's happening in StarPath. And guys, this is the calm before the storm, okay? In this episode, I'm going to talk about a whole bunch of things. But first off, I do want to thank you for staying with me this whole time. It is actually quite hard to be doing my master's full-time work, crypto, as well as being a content creator on the side. So I really appreciate you guys being with me on this journey. And rest assured, even when StarPath is still very small or still very large, I will be here, right? Now, I want to shout out to Beth because she's making some really great videos out there. You're going to be the next Journey Award winner. Anyway. This episode, we are going to be looking at a whole bunch of topics. First thing, Sage Labs, and then Atlas Prime, and then the map, and then prep for Sage Labs, as well as the StarPath, right? So, first off, let's give a shout out to Mr. Spade976. This is what he says. Because guys, let's be real. Having seen all the spreadsheets, I have calculated that I have no idea what I'm doing. My friend, Spade, don't worry, brother. I got you. I'm the same as you, man. Don't worry. There are spreadsheet warriors out there. Don't even worry about them, okay? We are here to play the game. You, me, Pepe, we're all gonna play together, okay? And it's gonna be fun. We're gonna be fine. Look at me. We're gonna be fine, okay? It's gonna be fun. I'm gonna make it fun. But that is Sage Labs in a nutshell, okay? So just as this video, I'm going to talk you through it, just a little bit of stuff. It's not all encompassing. It's not everything, okay? I can only touch on some stuff. First off, these are the images shared freely by the team, okay? So this is what it's going to be looking like. It is just on your browser for now, okay? We will have more user interface friendly with like WebGL, like ships, beautiful ships that you can see moving from one spot to another. It will be seamless. So for now, guys, it's just like a text-based kind of game. So don't get all cranky and stuff if it's not what you wanted. It will come. Keep in mind, this is also just the first iteration. So there might be bugs, okay? If you see something, report it. The team will fix it right away. All right, so that's what it's going to look like, okay? That's the first starting screen where you'll have your map on one side, and then you'll have, you know, what sectors you're going to be going to, which is right here, okay? I also prepared a small presentation for this, just so you know. Yeah, you know, you're going to have to click on whichever place you want to go to, and then in that location you're going to have to deposit some ships. This is just an example, right? I've got a Calico Hero as well as the PSX4. This is just examples. Don't worry, I have other ships, okay? So you got to import those ships because they're in your wallet into the actual game, and then when they're in the game, you got to import your food as well, or food, fuel, ammunition, whatever you have into the game as well, so you can go and see. You go and do whatever you want. You can, you know, sit idle in one location and mine, or you can take it somewhere else and mine, bring that back and craft it. It's a whole bunch of stuff you can do. Okay. So one thing to keep in mind is you do have to form your fleet. Okay, this is one sticking point when I got stuck. I was like, oh, where's my ship? Why? You have to form a fleet, okay? So this is just that little section. When you form a fleet, you get to see how many things you can go into your fleet, which is 145 points, and you will use multiple different tools, which is actually available to you now. I'm gonna go over them just very briefly for you. 145, you put in how many ships in that fleet, you name your fleet, okay? And just be careful. If you name it something and it's public, people will know what address you have, okay? Otherwise, you can play a kind of pseudo-anonymously. Anyway, that's the map we're going to be working with. There is a whole bunch of resources, okay? And I've got a little section where we'll look at the map a little bit more in detail. It'll take too much time even. You got to look at the map yourself because it depends what you want to get out of the map is where you're going to go, okay? So far, we've seen the map. This is what it is. It's shaped like a love heart, okay? There's three factions, the Mud, the Oni, and the Mud, the Uster, and the Oni. Top left is the Oni. And they all have resources in different sectors. Now they have the individual space stations. The Uster one is right on the top right, the Oni one is the top left, and the Mud is the bottom middle, right? So you got to decide which faction you're going to be in, and then how far away you're going to be to some resources, okay? So with that in mind, we already know this is released by the team. I'm not sharing anything that's going to cause me trouble. This is released by the team. These are all the sectors and what items are in them and what the richness rating of them are, okay? So a richness of 1, it means like if you spend 1, you're going to get 1, okay? Because it's just the base richness. But of course, if it's a richness of 1.5, then if you expend one resource, like one unit of measurement, then you're going to get 1.5 back because that item is so rich. You get it? And of course 2 is double the resource. So in essence, you got to really calculate how much is it actually worth it for you to go travel to get something that's a resource hardness, or like that's a richness of 1, whereas something that's a 2 is much closer and is actually even more expensive. So might as well just go get the 2 item, right? Anyway, there's a whole bunch of stuff you have to do. But to break it down a little bit further, thanks you to the Hologram News Network, there are multiple other maps I've seen actually floating around like this. So don't be afraid, guys. There's so many other resources. They'll come out in due time. Don't rush. So this is just the Hologram News Network. So we take a look. He actually classified it into all the different resources and with color coding, so it's easier to actually look at. So of course, on the Oni side, you got a whole bunch of stuff. On the mud side, it's a whole bunch of different, and they're all in different configurations, right? Different richness, different hardness, as well as just how far away they are from the actual center. And remember, the center, where his logo is actually the high risk zone, okay? We don't have anything there right now. There is nothing there, so there's even no point going there so far, unless the team have put some Easter eggs in there. I think people may be going there just in case, just to see. Now, let's look at one very small example. This is Signal, okay? Signal said, stay out of medium risk zone 27. Ooh, I wonder what's happening in 27. Now, this was reported by Hologram News Network, so thanks very much for pointing that out. Now, he's saying stay out of 27, okay? Now, let's go back. We're going to see where 27 is. This is right where it is. You see that small, big red arrow there? That's medium risk 27. Sorry, 27 or 28? 28, sorry, 28. What's there? It's got a resource richness of 1.5, okay, not a 2, it's a 1.5. What is actually there? We have hydrogen, as well as the gray one. The gray one is carbon. So, Signal, who's in medium risk zone 28, is actually going after hydrogen and carbon. Or is he? Oh, this is where the games start. Is he actually going there, or is he going somewhere else? Like, MRZ34, which has copper and carbon. Interesting, isn't it? Right? They're both really close together, and they both have a richness of 1.5. Maybe one will be crafting, because remember, you'll need copper for a whole bunch of crafting stuff. But let's see what he's going for so far. So he's going for hydrogen and carbon in medium risk zone 28, okay? Hydrogen, carbon, you can refine hydrogen into fuel. So he gets to fuel his entire fleet right now, okay? Hydrogen, he also gets hydrocarbon, but he will need some carbon combined with hydrogen to go and get hydrocarbon. Okay, and on top of that, he can create some polymers now, because polymers only require hydrocarbon. So all of a sudden, from these 2 resources in one zone, he can create hydrogen, carbon, hydrocarbon, as well as polymers, as well as fuel. Really, look at that, right? So he's sitting pretty right now. That comes down to you being able to sit down, actually make a plan, what resources you're going after, where you're gonna go, how you're gonna get there, how you're gonna craft it, what ships you're going to use to craft it. There's a whole bunch of stuff, okay? It's actually pretty difficult when you look at it. Now, just to give you an idea of the crafting table, this is what it's going to look like in the game. So you're going to have, hydrocarbon. You click on that, and then it's got the requirements in the top, the consumables, and then the result is one of them. And then in the bottom over here, you put how many you want to craft, as well as how many crew you have to be able to craft. And remember, there is a crafting fee, so nothing's free. There will be a very small crafting fee, okay? How are you going to get your stuff together? And guys, it's actually pretty difficult, let's be honest. You're gonna have to find, use a resource like StarAtlas Italia and put all of your ships that you may have into different kinds of fleets, okay? So this is one small example where you can put a Thimble air bike and a Unibomber together and then make one fleet. And all of a sudden you have 2 crew that you can go and do something with. Alternatively, you can use the Nancy website by Kenny Dervakeen over at AFIA, where you can, they give you a simple step-by-step. Examine the ships, assemble your fleet, check your fleet stats, and then compare it with other fleets that you've been able to assemble, right? And over here, people are already assembled different types of fleets for different purposes. So just go ahead, have a look at that. Alternatively, you can I want to actually drill down on this one, okay? So this is their step 2, recommendations. This is very important. And Victor from AFIA in the last Metaverse Nomads also reiterated this, right? He said, number 1, you have to build your fleets from the bottom up, okay? And I don't know enough, but I would actually agree with him, because he looks at the data a lot more than me, let's be honest. So he says, build it from the bottom up. Cargo. Cargo is the first thing you need to consider, okay? Because there's no point going all the way there, mining something, and then you can't even bring it back, right? You can't even craft it there. You can't take it somewhere else to do anything with it, okay? So your cargo is probably the number one thing. When you get all of your stuff to one station, you can just leave it there, withdraw it all to your wallet, and then come and craft another time. So first off is cargo, then crafting, and then mining. And he's got small explainers on there. So please just have a look at it, right? If you're considering scanning for air bikes, guys, if you're considering scanning, just use air bikes. Don't use anything else. It's a waste of resources, right? You're gonna get the most value bang for buck for using just 10 air bikes. That's it. Have a stack of 10 air bikes, keep scanning it, click, 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 click. That's it. You'll be fine, okay? Don't even try to game it. Just get 10 air bikes. It'll be much easier. Now, there is a lot. It's like you get choice apathy now because there is so much data to look at, so many graphs, so many things you have to consider before you think, oh, is this what I should be doing? Oh, but this is better. Oh, this is a little bit better, but there's a pro and con here. Guys, you're playing the game. You're playing the game, right? This is it. It's in the spreadsheet warrior phase now, but don't worry, it will get better, okay? There will be established routes. There will be established, like, norms. You'd be like, oh, if you're going for iron, you should always just go for this location because it's just the universally most accepted, most economically sound item. Or, of course, you need to have this ship for this kind of gameplay because you need it for this gameplay. That's the thing. It'll take a bit of time for all this stuff to come around, okay? Choice apathy for now because there's so much data. Now, after you've mined all of your stuff, you're going to take it to the marketplace and you're going to sell it if you want. Otherwise, you're going to keep it, right? You're going to keep it or you're going to sell it or you're going to craft it into something that you either want to keep or sell, okay? It's going to turn into a golden raffle ticket. You get a ticket into the raffle, which is also golden, and then you get a reward out of it, okay? And they actually came out with the rewards that they said. It's actually pretty good rewards. But that's the thing. Yeah, I don't want to say gambling. It is gambling, but you're giving up opportunity to craft something for yourself or in the game, and you're gonna then enter into a raffle to maybe get something, competing with everyone else. I just rather craft. This is my take, right? I just rather craft stuff for myself. Make sure I have enough fuel to last me 5 years, and I'm happy. That's it. I don't need to go win something crazy. I'm good. People would love the winning something crazy though when it actually does happen. Now, very briefly, some ways you may consider playing Sage Labs, and this is not extensive, right? This is just me and my pea-brain thinking what to do. You can do this all solo, okay? You'll have to consider what ships you have, what resource you're going to mine, where are you going to mine it, okay? And then how you're going to get there, what ships, and then when you get there, you start mining. What are you going to do with them? You're going to craft it right there, or you're going to take it somewhere else and craft it, and then you're going to sell it. All of this stuff you have to do if you're going to do solo, okay? Now, there is the option of team play, where let's say I want to specialize in one specific item, and then a teammate or a guildmate specializes on another item. And then all of a sudden we can come together and we can dominate like one specific item that we can craft because we have nearly all of the resources for it because we love collecting all of that stuff. You can play the arbitrageur, who is someone, let's say, who just sits on the market and realizes that, hey, this item is actually undervalued because I can buy it for 1. I can buy this item for 1, okay? And I can craft it, and all of a sudden, I can sell it for 3, okay? Because 1 plus 1 is 2, but the item that you're actually crafting it into is 3. So all of a sudden, you get a value of 1. Does that make sense? So where does the actual profit come from? It's you using your crew and the Atlas fee. You have to calculate all of that to say, okay, well, I can actually buy these 2 things. I can pay the Atlas fee. I have crew to craft it. That's not going to cost me much except maybe a little bit of food. And all of a sudden, you have an item that's valued like a little bit more than the original ingredients. That's the arbitrageur, or kind of like the crafter as well. You have the hunter. The hunter is someone who just sits there, waits for undervalued deals, or someone who puts an item there because people are going to be messing around a lot. They're going to be finding equilibriums in the market. Things will start fluctuating, going up and down, up and down. You can actually play the trader, just like a token. You can say, I'm going to buy this at this price and I'm just going to sell it at this price. You can if you want, right? It's a game. You can do whatever the hell you want, okay? There's the crafter, which I said, you can just literally go and buy stuff and craft whatever you want. You don't want to go mine for fuel. You want to just buy it on the thing. Just go and buy the resource and then actually just craft it yourself. Done, okay? Now, one thing, don't forget, the score. Score may be deprecated in the near future. Not soon, but in the near future, I think, because they're trying to push everyone into the Sage Labs, right? Because that's the whole idea. You have to be mining for your resources to upkeep your ships. right? As for the R4, you turn your R9 into R4. So all of a sudden, why are you getting Atlas for your ships in score for not doing anything? They said this before. They may start considering pushing people out of score, or at least removing the earnings, or at least slowly reducing them over a period of time. So then they want you to actually take your ships out and actually play with them. And then that's a huge different dynamic shift, okay? And then of course, we have the wild card. Some weird strategy combination of all of these, or one of them, or something I haven't thought of yet, because this is a new on-chain economy, okay? You can start creating a new UI for people to play this game, and then you lock it with an Atlas fee, for example, and then all of a sudden you're earning an income. There's a whole bunch of things you can do, guys, okay? So, let's move on to the next thing. Now, it's been a long video already. My voice is losing. Let's talk about Atlas Prime. Atlas Prime in we're going to go a bit quicker now. Atlas Prime in a nutshell is just basically the microtransaction economy where you can pay for transaction fees using Atlas, okay? The in-game currency Atlas is now a base currency on Solana with ecosystem-wide adoption potential, allowing Staratless players to use it for paying network transaction fees and rent instead of Sol. So Solana has account fees. Whenever you open a new account, whenever something new has hit your account, you have to have the container that holds it in. That's the rent fee. Usually this is in Solana, but now you can pay with Atlas in that. So you can actually sustain yourself if you're profitable enough in the economy to just keep opening new accounts if you want. What is the little fine print here? Of course, when you give Atlas to StarAtlas for them to pay for your Solana transaction fees, they do have to take a cut, okay? Let's read this. The initial exchange rate is 115% Atlas for 100% of Sol. So there is a 15% fee for you to actually be using the Atlas fee payer. So the 15% margin is determined based on significant risk associated with holding volatility currencies, including a liquidity risk for Atlas and covering the infrastructure and costs for the service. Rates may change in the future. So just be sure that when you're participating in Atlas in the fee payer program, you actually know that you're slightly overpaying for the transaction fees by 15%. Okay, it'll be usually close to market rate, but you can probably play some games with this. Okay, now some next topic I want to talk about is the map. The map is extensive. It is very well thought out. Let's have a look at the Hologram News Network map. Okay, so this is not the only map, by the way. Aphia have their own map. I've seen other maps floating around in different Discords as well. Not that I'm a part of many Discords, just letting you know that. So we have, like, for example, in each little faction, there is the resources with different richness scattered all over the place, okay? You're gonna have to see, because if you want to try and get a specific resource, you have to make clear-cut decisions and actually sacrifice something. So for example, in the mud region, let's see where we can actually locate diamond, okay? Diamond is white. Now I'm gonna step aside. Can you see any white? It's all the way at the top here. Diamond in the mud faction is the furthest away, okay? This is your starting zone here. It's the furthest away, okay? That every single square is each sector, and you have to warp through it or warp to it. Yeah, so you have to sacrifice some things, okay? Now, let's take a look at the middle, okay? The middle is this is where all the factions split, by the way. You see Diamond is way up here. So if you want Diamond in the mud faction, you have to go really, really far away. So automatically, you're gonna think, oh, if I only want Diamond, is it better if I go Oni, or is it better if I go somewhere else? Or like if I go Mud, or if I go Uster? Maybe, right? So far, the team have said there is no combat in the game, so there's no reason for you to go into another person's faction, right? I don't think you can even mine there, as far as I know. I'm not sure on this, but you have to correct me. Yeah, so you have to make compromises, okay? You have to look at the whole map, see what resources you want, and then go after them, okay? If you want a diamond, it's going to be pretty tough for you, it being in mud, okay? Anyway, let's move on. Prep. I'm going to talk to you very quickly about prepping for a StarAtlas stage. First thing, pace yourself. I'm going through choice apathy right now. What that means is that there are so many damn options, like, stuff it all, I give up. Really, that's what I'm going through. Like, I have quite a few ships. I don't know I know a few resources that I'm going through myself that I want to go and target for. I know which items I want to craft. Then you got to figure out, oh, you got to go craft it here, you got to take it there. And then all of a sudden I'm like, man, this is not getting any fun. Don't overdo it. It's supposed to be a game, okay? There are spreadsheet warriors out there. They love doing this. This may not be you, okay? I'm not sounding like a financial person, like saying I have your best interests at heart, but just, guys, it's a game. Have fun with it, okay? Just experiment. Take one ship out, go to one place, just go and mine a few things, come back, see what the game is like, okay? It's supposed to be a game. It's supposed to be fun, okay? So my actual strategy so far, just to share it with you, is I'm actually gonna wait a bit. I'm very honest, I'm gonna want to wait. Now you may call me a clown, a Pepe clown, for waiting, but I actually want to see what the market's going to do. I'm not going to import all my ships right away into mainnet, okay? I am going to see what people go and mine, what resources are in heavy demand, what resources are in the least demand, because they're the easiest to mine. I want to see what the market fluctuations do, because score isn't being deprecated right now, right? Maybe later, but for now, I'm going to wait. I want to see what other people are doing. And then I'm going to make a better plan for myself. I already have a plan. I know what resources I'm going to get, what ships I'm going to use to go and get them. I'm so thankful I bought an R8 and someone gifted me an Ark, for God's sake, Jesus Christ. But that's the other consideration. You need safety. Are you going to be using Ledger? Are you going to be using your Ledger for this? This is incredible. You're going to have to sign a transaction every 10 minutes. You happy with that? Right? You can put on auto approve on the hot wallet and then just sign whatever you're doing with small ships. But when it comes to these larger ships with higher value, are you happy to be using your Ledger? That's a tough question. That's a tough question. Until the whole account delegation thing comes around, I'm not happy. I'm not happy to do that. So I'm going to wait. Yeah, long story short, I'm going to wait. Lastly, StarPath. StarPath is officially live now, okay? So StarPath is the new referral system that staratlas are doing. Now myself, I think it's important to recognize what the pros and the cons are. People weren't happy with the first StarPath, but now they are, okay? Because the StarPath V2 is a bit more giving and it actually gives you an incentive to do some stuff. Let's look at some key takeaways. Some Funcracker already made an article for this, so please feel free to read it. I'm going to leave everything in the links down below. You receive 25% of the amount referees spend on primary sales. Remember, primary sales only when someone buys something from the team, not on secondary market. You receiving 25% of our share of the fee during secondary sales, referees receiving 10% primary sales for 90 days, and the duration of Golden Ticket event in Sage Labs, every $500 USDC primary sales also gives you one Golden Ticket. The link is in the description, go and read all of it. They even included some really good important things for you to know, right? So the referral link is actually loaded on your local browser. So once you click anyone's referral link, okay, the first referral link you click, that's actually sticky. You can't change it to anyone else's referral link, okay? So it's very important. You have to be very select on whose referral link you click first. In Discord, it might be going around now, do not click any weird links, okay? Because in Discord, you can mask how hyperlinks look like now. So be careful. So let's say, do not create a referral link before accepting someone else's. Make sure you give them credit. First come, first serve, you're on the clock. You got 90 days to do it, okay? On the link, on the reward side of things, you will be getting either Atlas, USDC, as well as Golden Tickets. Now, for me, I made a point to Prometheus. This is me. I had to consider if I'm going to have my own referral link in staratlas with my little intro there, or maybe you wanted to give some referral links to this guy because this intro is a whole lot better. But I'm going to be honest. The people that need to be getting the referral link is Aethia. Let's be honest. Aethia has been is the best guild in staratlas so far. We have created so much value for people in and around staratlas. It's not funny. So with that being said, I'm not going to have an official referral link. I want you to use the Aethia referral link, okay? Today, the team is going to launch a new StarPath V2 referral program. We encourage everyone to use the referral link of whoever brought you to staratlas. That may be me. I may have brought you in staratlas. I want you to use the Aethia referral link, okay? Click on it now. It's in the description there. As this is only fair if, however, there is not any one person who got you into SA, or that person is no longer active, or you just feel like, you want to give Aethia something back because we've helped a whole ton in the ecosystem, please use our referral link. I do not have one. It is for Afia. That is the link on the screen. It is also in the description. And with that being said, I want to celebrate this referral program. I am going to be giving away nearly everything in my wallet for my arcade. Okay, this is my donation wallet that people have donated some stuff to me. One person donated an ARC to me, and that was my goal. So far, I'm going to be giving away 7 Fimbul Ecos Unibombers. I'm going to be giving away 20 Visa Solos. I'm going to be giving away 6 Opal Jets, not Jets, sorry. 5 PSX4s, and lastly, I'm going to be giving away 3 Fimbul Lobies. That is a whole bunch of ships, guys. That's over $200 worth of value if I calculate correctly. This Lobie is going to be beautiful in your wallet, and it's going to be earning you Atlas, and you're going to play with it, and you're going to go craft with it, you're going to mine with it, and lastly, you're going to let me beat you in a race with it, right? So we're going to put our money where our mouth is. And with that being said, I'm going to leave it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for being with me on this journey. We have, I don't know how long when you watch this video, the Sage Labs is probably live right now. Have fun. It's a game, okay? Let's chill. Let's have a good time. That's what it is. It will get a bit messy. It's going to get hairy, but we're going to have fun. All right, my friends. Ciao.